to Breakfast Television, 7:20 on a Thursday morning. Frankie, Devo, Sid, we're here live at Casa Loma. Again, we're doing some things to our third floor studios. Back in the studios, Mel and Steph are not on the third floor. Just want to kind of lay that land. We're making some changes. Again, a big show next Tuesday on Breakfast Television. Till then, we're here at Casa Loma. It's amazing. We're at CNE tomorrow. So lots going on. Good morning. Good to see you. A lot going on yesterday. Yeah. I drove home. I was talking to somebody, and you don't get a lot of sports breaking news in August. But the Toronto Maple Leafs, just like that, last week was Austin Matthews' new contract.
Right.
Yesterday, head coach Sheldon Keefe, a guy who some people thought might lose his job after the way the postseason ended, losing in 5 games to Florida in the second round, Sheldon Keefe got a 2-year extension to remain head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. This has gotten a lot of very interesting reaction. Frank, listen, on one hand, this is one of the best regular season coaches in the league since he got here. Sheldon Keefe knows what to do between October and early April. There is some debate about whether or not that has really transferred into the postseason, whether that's his responsibility or more the players. Your general thoughts on hearing this news?
So number one, when I heard the news, actually I wasn't surprised. I think that group likes playing underneath Sheldon Keefe.
They do.
And he's young. He's 42 years of age. He's got some success. And really, the reason why Trey Living yesterday was saying we really re-signed him is that in order to get to the dance floor, meaning the playoffs, you got to get through the season. And he's proven the season.
Yeah. Sure.
And he thinks that he's put the things in place to get to the dance floor, which would be the Stanley Cup. Will he get there? Who knows? Sometimes I hate it when they just change a coach when a team's not playing well. Sometimes you can't blame the coach all the time. It happens a lot. They're usually the first to go.
It's easier to drop a coach than it is to drop a roster, right? And make those changes usually a little bit cheaper.
Especially when everyone's signed.
Exactly, a little cheaper that way too. So, look, his winning percentage as coach for the Leafs is incredible. It is, and he's proven that as his track record. Again, you talk about the players. You know, I've spoken to a few of the players in the offseason, and they love playing for him. There is that commitment. He has the locker room, and that's a huge deal. You know that. If you have the attention of your stars especially, that's a big thing. I don't think it was a surprise either. Were there talks that people were thinking that he would not be re-signed?
I didn't hear one report that an extension was coming.
Really?
The feeling was they were going to let happen to Keefe what happened to Kyle Dubas, play out the last year, and see what happens.
Right.
I'm stunned it's 2 years. I can wrap my head around not making him a lame duck coach, which is, in sports terms, it means just someone playing out their contract and you don't know what's happening next. 2 years was a surprise to me. What I really didn't like was hearing GM Brad Treliving, like you were saying, Frankie, he spoke to the media yesterday. And someone asked him, so why now? Because the entire summer, he kind of left the Keefe situation alone. And Treliving said, after talking to the players like him, the players respect him, the players want to play for the players. I heard the players a lot. It was another example to me of how this organization has catered to the players. And right now, that relationship has been one way. It's been one way contractually. It's been one way with the coach. And the one thing you could always say about Brendan Shanahan, the president of the Toronto Maple Leafs, he listens to his players. He is. I've rarely seen a president this player friendly.
He was
this trusting.
Yeah.
And he was. Yeah, but he was but he was a player where, like, if you didn't perform, there were consequences. And he knows what success is like in this league.
Yeah.
So I was a little this constant. The players wanted this. The players wanted this. The players wanted this. I understand that to a point, but if the relationship's not coming your way on the other end from the players, the appeasement to me is a dangerous thing. And I don't think it's a coincidence Austin Matthews signed just last week and this happened. I think Austin Matthews really likes Sheldon Keefe. He's an MVP under Keefe. He's won goal-scoring titles under Keefe. He's made $115 million playing for Sheldon Keefe. I like Sheldon Keefe too. So that's where I'm at. Listen, I'm happy for Sheldon. I like Sheldon. I was a little surprised.
I feel like it bothers you that the players have that much control. It really bothers you.
Oh, yes, he's
okay,
right.
but let's take it to this, to being a parent, right? And your kid. At some point, you got to listen to your kids.
Yeah.
And you got to let the kids have a little bit of power in that dynamic of the relationship. Yeah. And that's what's kind of happening here. The kids want to play.
But sometimes you got to discipline your kids.
Sure, and that's what you're trying to say. I get that. There has to be
I see
a
with
balance.
both sides,
and that's what I'm saying, right? That's why I use that example of it. The Austin Matthews thing, I think the 4 years, going back to that and what it is, this group is the group they believe in. You do that, and in that 4 years, it's not happening. happening, you can wash your hands of this group and reset if you need to. But I think
at the end of the
giving
day,
them that time.
it's hard to win a Stanley Cup. You can put all these pieces
Last time
all
I checked,
together.
only one team a year wins the Stanley Cup.
Yes,
tough,
and
man.
if you think
That's
about
true.
consecutive
That's
years
true.
winning the Stanley Cup, it's every player in the NHL is actually really good.
They are.
They are.
They are.
And it's really
Some are
hard.
better.
And listen,
Yeah.
maybe he wins a cup one day with the Leafs. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like 30 seconds. Apparently, this story broke last night. You know how? Listen, if you're in the GTA and you're a Leaf fan,
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of you have gone down to Buffalo for games because no one cares about the Sabres in Buffalo, so they want a big crowd down there, and it's a cheaper ticket. The Sabres apparently are now going to sell tickets using zip codes. So they now, that's code for they don't want Leaf fans going down to Buffalo anymore for games.
They don't want money?
They apparently not.
No,
Is
you
this a weird move, or do
You don't want me to eat your wings? What the heck?
Yeah, it's a great move for them to get their fans in there until their fans don't show up, and then
Right.
like, can you please bring back your dollars and your tours
Yes.
and dollars to
Exactly.
us? So
Yes.
that's it. We're Casa Loma, which has a long, incredible history, including for film and celebrities, and a lot of things have been shot here. We're going to talk about that coming up at 7:40. Lots going on from Casa Loma this morning. Plus, Melissa Duggan has your headlines in moments right here on Breakfast Television. Enjoy your Thursday and stick
Morning,
around.
I was going to invite you guys to Buffalo for a game this year, too.
Oh, man. And you're free?